no, this is not a spring chicken. Are you ready for Memorial Day weekend? As you can see, or you'll see in a minute, the water's coming in, the birds are out, the sun is shining. And boy, if you're working in an office, then you feel that, you know, right before a 3-day weekend's coming up, you just feel that restlessness of a long weekend. But for now, we'll bring Oldecam on for comments on the headlines of today for OFN. Angry parents protest collapse of China's schools.
Well, there's not a whole lot they can do. It's a dictatorship, remember?
Zimbabwe inflation now over 1,000,000%.
How do you have a things worth? Paper can't be that worthless. I mean, the paper is worth more than a penny.
1,000,000%?
That's right. It's an exaggeration, I do think.
I believe so. The Senate is scheduled to vote on domestic issues first and then adopt $165 billion for the Pentagon operations in Iraq and Afghanistan in order to fund those efforts until the new administration takes over next year.
Well, they know the domestic stuff's all going to get vetoed, and if they tagged it with the military spending like they intended, it was going to get vetoed, and the Democrats were going to be the ones looking bad.
Viral emails attack Obama's life story.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're swift boating Obama with once again with the truth that he's threatening litigation everywhere he can think of.
Oil prices record above $135.
Let's see, before we left to come out into the sun, it was at $139.
Ouch!
Right.
That must have been why so many people were at the gas station this morning trying to get gas.
Yeah, because they do not take lightly what the Democrats are doing in Congress at the moment, and they're basically going to teach the Democratic Party a lesson.
High cost of repairs may have led to Minnesota bridge collapse.
Yeah, that basically it's all going to end up with the high cost of maintaining a lot of people in jail cells as a result.
It's a landslide. David Cook rocks the idle vote.
Yeah, I mean, people know that they really got this idea that it's fixed. Because I said, Simon has been telling people for some time that he was the winner.
Oh. UN chief seeks to persuade Myanmar to open for aid.
And they said today, just a few minutes ago again, that they're more than likely going to be shutting down the borders.
Drug industry contributing more to Democrats.
Yeah, because that's where all the votes are, is not in the Republicans, it's in the Democrats.
Oh, that's right. They have control both the House and the Senate.
You don't see the Democrats really lobbying hard for lobby reform, do you?
Ah. Federal court rules against military gaze policy.
Which the Supreme Court will bounce out.
Leaky New Orleans levee alarms experts.
Because the levee is old. I mean, you're going to have to rebuild it with modern materials because the world is not the same as it was 100 years ago.
Thinking the unthinkable. Who follows Ted Kennedy?
A Republican, more than likely.
Obama faults McCain, Clinton mulls delegate fight.
Oh yeah, basically, Obama's Unite is actually is basically death and destruction. That's his campaign. We're going to just burn and pillage everything.
Candidates seek centrist answers in Iraq.
Yeah, that's because in order to win the election, you have to move to the center, which pisses off most of the people on Obama's left now.
Obama's outreach to U.S. foes is questionable.
Well, yeah, I mean, the guy wants to meet with everybody that wants to bring death and destruction to the world. But then again, it does go with his, burn and destroy campaign against McCain, and Clinton, doesn't it?
Choi to boast volunteer work overtime.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's like the people over at Walmart were volunteering to work overtime. They didn't want to. They're getting paid, but they're volunteering to do it.
Yeah, I love how they...
It's an involuntary, voluntary motion.
And you get paid double, or is it triple time for holidays?
Yeah. Well, they're getting a bonus for doing it.
Ah. Troubled Sanyo swings back to profit.
Yeah, well, Sanyo actually is connected heavily with Walmart. So Walmart's fortunes basically go along with Sanyo's, and Sanyo's basically gotten rid of most of the executives that were looting the company.
ID protection ads come back to bite pitchmen.
Well, yeah, I mean, the guy that does these commercials that shows his social security number, he's actually been hit 80 times, and one of them seriously.
Hit
You know, that they've tried, you know, they've
For
done,
theft identity?
yep, identity theft. They've hit him 80 times, and one of them was a serious one. He said well, he's doing the commercial spots. He knows the system doesn't work because there's too much going on to cover everything all at once.
Yeah, and he's been bitten too many times.
Right.
Microsoft lures search traffic with cash rebates.
Yeah, I mean, like, I can't figure out how that works at all.
Today's food crisis isn't a blip.
Well, I mean, the people that are green think it's basically a blip. Anybody that has to eat knows that it's terrible.
With oil prices hitting new records almost daily, the nation's largest air carrier, American Airlines, announced drastic steps.
Oh yeah, I mean, basically it's got to do with teaching the American public who's boss.
Oh, is that what all those extra charges for luggage is for? Baggage?
For getting, you know, they're going to charge you now if you ask them questions.
Ooh.
And if you print off a ticket, they're going to charge you.
I wonder how much longer it'll be before American Airlines is in serious trouble.
They're in serious trouble now. The feds are after their butts, so.
Ah, they're already there. One of the most tantalizing electoral prizes this fall for Senator Barack Obama may be Florida.
Yeah, he's got the same chance of taking Florida now as that Hillary does of getting the nomination for president.
Oh, right. Like you're not really sure whether you want to go see it?
That's the Indiana Jones movie. The critics say it sucks, but they expect it to do the largest 5-day gross in the history of movies.
Well, I'm looking forward to going to see it.
Yeah, but we aren't paying to go see it. That's the difference.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that you don't want to see everything.
Did we pay to see Pirates of the Caribbean?
Okay.
And then we got the power shut off on us to teach us a lesson, so we had to come back later.
EU will probe Microsoft support for open source file format.
Well, that means that they'll be in the court system for another 4 or 5 years over the same thing that's been settled like 3 times now.
While millions of dollars have been flooding into China, much of it from the corporate world, appeals for aid to Burma have been less successful.
It's because everybody knows that the Burmese aren't accepting anything, so why give to somebody where it's not going to be accepted?
Despite the fact that he's been consistently wrong in Iraq, Americans trust his ability to handle the war more than Obama.
I know, and the people that said that he's consistently wrong can't understand that at all.
Lawmakers scold oil men over rising gasoline prices and high profits.
And the gasoline went up $4 a barrel after that scolding.
Pakistan's new government struck a peace deal with Islamist fighters in the northwestern Swat Valley region on Wednesday.
Meaning that the people can dip in from Afghanistan as much as they want as long as it don't cause any problems in Pakistan.
House votes to override Bush's farm bill veto.
And the override didn't work because they voted on the wrong bill. It was a paper error. 34 pages of the bill they sent the president were not excluded, and he vetoed the one that they originally voted on, and they overrode the one that they thought they had sent. So it's going to have to all be done again.
The people of California can negate the court's decision, but should that power be considered routine or somewhat disturbing?
I know. That's one of the liberal Democrats who seem to think the right of the people to change the Constitution or the laws should be stricken down.
Governor Sarah Palin says the state will sue to challenge the listing of polar bears as a threatened species.
Well, that's because they got, the bears are sitting in the people's backyards in Anchorage, Alaska. They do other things but sit on icebergs and float down looking for seals. I mean, they'll hunt things on land. Polar bears will also hunt salmon. They'll hunt anything that they can eat. They're not stuck to eating seals.
What do they eat in zoos?
They eat fish, they'll eat game, they'll eat anything that they can get into their little grubby mouth. Seals is a delicacy.
Oh. A Monty Bubbleism from the Mark Twain of the Animal Kingdom.
If you give people what they actually want, they're more than likely to come back.
Yes! Somebody's figuring that out.